welcome in to Extreme Talk presented. Well, I could give the whole spiel, but I could also just have the guy that's with the spiel who's in person because we're in Florida for the NHFA tournament. I could just have the guy talk about it himself. So instead of reading off a promo, Eli, let's talk about Cornett Performance because we're going into the off season. Guys are going to want to start getting ready for next year. They're going to want to put in some extra work. The good ones are.
Yeah.
Put in some extra work, really, really grind away. And with what you've got with Cornett Performance, you're a former not just 8-man football player, not just 11-man football player, former college athlete. And so you've seen the behind the scenes of what those guys put in that get to the next level. So talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. If you're a guy who want to get to the next level, you're gonna have to do the extra stuff. That's gonna require a lot of sacrifice and a lot of work. And I believe in helping other kids achieve their goals of what they want to do. I also believe in helping others achieve their goals to just continue to get better. So if you're a high school kid, if you're middle school, I train anybody from age 10 all the way through college. So if you're a current college athlete, we will work with you. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's a mobile training service in the Middle Tennessee area. So whatever is convenient for you, we're gonna come and we're gonna put in the work. So we based off our program. Every single athlete has their individual program based off what they want to do. If that's speed, if that's agility, if that's strength, if that's position work, whatever you want to do. It is just me as of right now, but we have a lot of exciting things going into this off season. We can't wait to announce that later. But yeah, we really believe in helping all these young athletes, and not just football. If that's football, basketball, baseball, whatever it does, track, volleyball, maybe even pickleball. We might lean.
It's a huge national sport.
Well, yeah, it's a huge national sport. We might have to tap into that as well. But no matter what sport you play, we want to help you get to that next step. And you can find us on our Instagram, Cornett Performance. You can email us at cornettperformance@gmail.com. Our Facebook page, I believe, is still up at Cornett Performance, and yeah, you can reach us there, and we'll get in touch with you and just kind of go from there.
There you go. Now we got to get you in other states. Now we got to get you do some remote training, some mobile training.
All you former 8-man players out there, if you want to get involved, hit me up.
Dude, for real, that would be another way to stay around the game.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So that's Cornett Performance. Been the sponsor all season long for Extreme Talk. I'm also joined by the audio parrot, Preston McElhaney, with your your Hawaiian shirts that you wore the entire time.
Now it's a Birmingham Stallions jersey.
Yeah, or jersey. And, of course, you heard his voice once in Gatlinburg, and then you heard it this weekend called For the Games here at the NHFA tournament. And then also joining us is a former 4-year starter, former All-American. He's the man that made it to where Mississippi State football is at the top of my Google search because I just got to know how the boys did, Mr. Blake Biggs.
Oh, the boys did not do good. Let me tell you that.
if you guys keep up with Matt Mitchell, he portrays Mizzou as Darth Vader. So you got absolutely choked out by Darth Vader.
Yeah, not fun.
It wasn't great.
I don't. Yeah, well, we have a backup quarterback who is phenomenal. We just won't play him. We're just allergic to playing him. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Blake Shapen's got some blackmail on Jeff Levy or what's going on with that. But yeah, we suck, man.
Man. Well, the whole show is not going to be about the tournament. Obviously, there's a ton of playoff games that happened this past weekend. You've got championships coming up this weekend. We'll talk about that, but I do want to talk about the tournament real quick, because we're still here on site. I stay down here all week. I help with the 11-man. The guys are headed back after this. Of course, we had Brendan Daniels, Spencer Tomset helping out. Had a couple former coaches helping out with a couple games, and so we had a crew. But I do want to talk about the tournament because for biggest tournament ever. Of course, last week on the show we had Mike St. Dennis on, and we were talking about it. And even then, I was a little bit like, man, yeah, it's a big tournament. It's the biggest they've ever had. But doggone, like I don't know how that's going to go, how it's going to work out, the matchups. Mike, if you ever listen to this, I've told him in person, but Mike, I have to apologize, dude. Like, especially with D1 and D2, you cooked the matchups. The committee cooked with the matchups.
Hands down.
I mean, between Thursday, you had South Haven and Evangel go to overtime. Acadiana and East Central almost went to overtime. Southampton and Ben's Ford was close for about 3.5 quarters or 2.5 quarters. And then what was the other one? Freedom and Tri-State was an absolute banger. A real great game. Oh, and by the way, I want to give a shout out to Simon Stafford for running the iPad on that game. Our crew was over at Publix. You were able to watch the Evangel South Haven through both of their streams, and then Simon Stafford ran the iPad for the Freedom Tri-State game on 8-Man Extreme Alabama. So big thank you to him. But and here's the thing. Not just the matchups on Thursday, but then they turned into good matchups on Saturday between South Haven and Tri-State. Freedom and Evangel was good for, what, like 2.5?
I would say
quarter,
3.5
3.5 quarters, yeah.
Well, really, before the point difference became 10, it was more of like 4.25.
Yeah, yeah. Over at Public Sports Park, the Acadiana Ben's Ford, huh?
That's the one I was about to say.
Yeah, Acadiana Ben's Ford. Dude, those two teams have put Louisiana on the map for this tournament because obviously there's been MAIS teams here before. You had with River Oaks here last year, and they really handled business. But that game last night, it was never a 2-score game. It was 1 score the whole time, or it was tied. And that was some fun Louisiana football. Here's the thing about Acadiana, Preston. They've never played outside of their conference. Their conference has always given them home games with conference teams. So the fact that they can come out of their conference and have those 2 games, which you were there for the East Central one, you weren't there for the one yesterday, but it's pretty cool. It's really, really cool that they were able to do that. But I would say he cooked. I mean, is it fair to say those are the top 3 games, Preston?
I would say so.
Because you called South Haven Tri-State, which is a good one.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, between South Haven Tri-State, South Haven Evangel, well, I guess there'd be a top 4.
I would say if you put them in a ranking, just from what I've seen, and I wasn't here on Thursday, but from what I watched on Thursday, I would put South Haven and Evangel at 1, just due to the
going to overtime.
Going
yeah,
to overtime.
Yeah.
I put Ben's Ford and
Acadiana
at 2.
Macadamia.
Yeah, I almost said Macadamian. We'll say Academia at 2. Ben's Ford. 3 is tough.
It's okay. The PA guy was saying Acadia.
Really?
Yeah.
3's tough.
Love you, Steven.
Who would you put at 3? There's a bunch of games that you could put at 3.
You put East Central Acadiana at 2?
No, I put Ben's Ford.
Ben's Ford Acadiana?
Two.
Okay, so 3 would have to be East Central Acadiana.
Yeah, I would put
I'd
that
put
one.
it there.
Yeah.
So, Preston, you got to call. Let's see. Well, you didn't call any of those. No. Yeah. And then South Haven and Tri-State. Blake, did you get a chance to catch any of them?
Not really. I was back home visiting with family. I caught the latter half of some of the games, but to sit down and like fully, give my 2 cents on some of the games, it'd be a disservice to.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. But no, I mean, Mike cooked with the matchup. Like the whole committee cooked with the matchups. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Very long. We had a great show on Friday, the live version with video and the in the sanctuary, talking to the coaches. They were playing for the championship, division championship, so that was a lot of fun. But Another great weekend. Evangel comes away with number 7. And they weren't here last year, which, of course, their thing is we weren't here last year. That's why we didn't win it. But they're on a run, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, that coaching staff is just so good at adjustments,
I mean,
at tweaking things.
the way that Hunter Wilson put it last night on the broadcast is this is one of Coach Smith's weakest rosters in the last couple of years, and the way that they went going from 1-3 to turning it around is absolutely incredible. And we had seen their first game in Gatlinburg against Arundel, and even that game was close. It was very competitive, but to see the way that that coaching staff can just turn it around is absolutely incredible. So kudos to them over there in Alabaster.
Oh, getting it done. And I did promise that I would talk about it. We got the ACSC sweep. Clean sweep.
How do
Evangel
you
wins.
feel about that, Commish?
Hey, listen, they're a good conference. They're like
Yeah, they are.
they're like the Big Ten of 8-man football.
And seeks the SEC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Evangel. So Evangel won D1, East Central won D2,
Southern 1D.
Southern won D3, and clean sweep. They finally go 3 divisions, and ACSC just wins them all. So I don't know. I have to go back to the drawing board on that one, but I did promise I'd talk about that. I wanted to get Coach Smith to swing by, and he was already gone. He's long gone. Most everybody is. Well, Blake. Speaking of this past weekend, we had some playoff games on Thursday and Friday night, and there were some big ones, man.
Yeah. Hmm.
Down in the state of Florida and North Carolina. Mississippi had South Carolina. South Carolina, we had a massive upset. And I'll tell you what was cool too, and this kind of ties to Florida. Of course, you've got Ben's Ford here from the MAIS, so I'm able to have a conversation with Coach Pittman about MAIS teams. And then you've got Pack here from South Carolina, so they're familiar with SCISA teams. They're not in SCISA, but they're familiar. So, like, having teams from 8 different states, you can talk a lot of 8-man football. And even the Coach Pittman was asking about, like, Arkansas. And we'll talk about that game in a second. But, Blake, all over the place. Just we're getting ready for championship season. The one champion was crowned Friday night. Destiny Christian from Oklahoma over Abundant Life from Little Rock. So they are the HCAA champions.
And James,
Yeah.
shameless plug, but for those listening, you can go view. I think the link is on the Instagram. You can go view where your team is at. We have a helmet map made for everybody, so you can
Have
see
you seen
that.
the helmet map, Eli?
Yes, I have.
Dude,
Yeah.
poor Tri-Cities.
Shameless plug.
It's just like out there by themselves.
Are
On
they
an
really?
island, yeah.
Preston, have you seen this map we're talking about? This helmet map, where Blake went through and put a helmet over over top of the town that each team is from. Dude,
No, it's down to the school
yeah. Like you could,
or the field.
well, like
yeah.
like you could zoom in and it goes to the school. I don't know why I did like a back and forth motion, like you're zooming in. I don't know.
I hate to revert back to the tournament real quick.
Do it.
Coach Tim Smith has just now posted on social media. Division 3 champs Southern Christian, Division 2 champs East Central, Division 1 champs Evangel Christian. What do they all have in common? Just 4 letters: ACSC.
Coach gave me a little bit of a hard time about that last night. Hey, it's cool. Hey, listen, you know what? We were right there on the brink of having an all SEC champion, national championship. And we had 2 teams in D1. So, yeah, you won all 3 divisions. But we didn't have
we canceled each other out almost.
Almost. No, we didn't have anybody win the D3 championship.
We didn't have anybody.
We also didn't have anybody in D3.
No.
I love you, Southern Christian. I love you to death. We saw him at B-Dubs. Love Coach Scott and the whole crew. Love them all. Well, Coach Smith is very proud of that, and he should be. He should be. ACSC, clean sweep. Um, but Blake, like I said, a bunch of championship games coming up this weekend. But let's talk about this past weekend. Um, Blake, I think we should do a top three again.
Yeah.
I think there's so few games. So I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. So I guess my biggest one has got to be the Tallulah Columbus game. That
Yes.
was a massive upset. There was a text. I'm not gonna say who. I know you had showed it to me, James. But somebody was calling Columbus a smoke and saying they were scared to play a couple folks, and it showed the other night. 56-32, massive upset, and Tallulah's on kind of a Cinderella run right now. They'll be playing at Jackson Academy, I believe Thursday, for the state championship.
Here's the crazy thing about MAIS 2A, which everyone called 2A the weaker division. But this is back-to-back weeks that an unbeaten team has lost
Yeah,
to was it both to Tallulah?
I
No,
can't
no, I think
remember.
Tallulah beat Briarfield.
Yeah, because Wilkinson lost to Calhoun.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
which
Okay.
Calhoun got beat, but still,
Yeah.
back-to-back weeks that an unbeaten team from 2A got knocked out of the playoffs, which is wild,
Yeah.
absolutely wild. I'm gonna go to North Carolina. Um, of course, Arendelle Parrott handled business against Faith Christian, but I'm gonna go in no particular order, of course. But I'm gonna go with JP2 and Cary Christian. Cary at number 3, JP2 at number 20. Cary with a 35-27 win. And here's the thing, Blake. At the half, JP2 was up 14-10. At the end of the third quarter, they were up 21-17. Cary puts up 18 in the fourth quarter
Mm.
to win at 35-27. Um,
And they've done that a time or two, haven't
several
they? Like
times
just
they've had
been
to
up.
come
Yeah.
back. Yeah,
Man.
several times they've had to come back. I mean, which kind of worries me. Of course, Arendelle beat Cary earlier this year, but kind of worries me a little bit, Blake, if I'm for Cary, because this is now multiple.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I do like that they've been able to come back from these deficits, but I mean, Eli, even having done some coaching,
Mm,
like if you're a team that has to keep coming back in these big games,
yeah.
you love that your team has the fight to do it. But at the same time, you're like, doggone guys, can we not do that for once?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's it's a big it's a big thing to overcome, and at some point it's either you get it right or the wheels fall off, right? And it says a lot about your team coming back from those large deficits. But at some point you're going to have to be able to play a complete game, and playing complete games is what's going to win you football games. It's going to what's going to help you win championships. So
And
if they want to get to the mountaintop, they're going to have to play a complete game, and they play a Rendell this
yeah,
coming week.
they play Rendell
Yeah,
for the
that's
Yeah.
gonna
championship.
you're gonna have to play a
Who
complete
beat them
game.
earlier this year?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to play a complete game with that, and with just kind of looking ahead to that game, with already losing to them, those emotions are going to be high. So for on both teams, but for Cary especially, so you're gonna have to really be able to block out the nerves and block out the emotions to try to not get yourself into a hole again.
And here's the thing: a shout out to JP2 got their stats up on Max Prep, so I do want to shout out Krishawn Williams from JP2. 21 carries, 237 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Pretty much the offense for JP2. And then on the defensive side of the ball, James Carmack, former player of the week, 10 tackles, 5 solo, a tackle for loss, a sack, and a forced fumble. So out there handling business for JP2. But Cary moves on, and we get. I had somebody text me the other night, and they might have put it on Instagram, but they said, the first game is one that would feed families. The second one is going to feed family trees. Like the fact that it's 1 versus 2
Yeah.
playing for the championship, Blake.
Yeah.
I mean, we're how about
Loaded.
that? How about that for the rankings
Uh-huh.
though? You got number 1 playing number 2 in North
Again.
Carolina again. The same ranking.
Crazy.
And
And it's
that's
flip flop this time.
and that's right. And that's a spoiler for everyone. If you're listening to the show, that's a spoiler for the rankings coming up this week. Um, but anyways, yeah, no. So that would be one of mine. Carey, JP2. Carey gets it done there in the NCISAA.
Heck yeah.
What you got, Blake?
Um, yeah. So for my next one, I'm going to go with real life beating up on Merritt Island.
Yeah.
Again, Merritt Island probably, I mean, probably should be ranked, but our model said, hey, it's not
Well,
the time yet. They hadn't beat anybody of much caliber compared to real life,
well,
and
and let me see. Merritt Island. What were their two losses? Um, Merritt Island's two losses were Donahue Catholic, which was a good team, and then
good
real life.
team. Yep.
Okay, so they only had one loss, and that was the Donahue
Yeah,
early
but
on.
what
But they
was their
only
wins though?
they I mean they beat Ocala Christian, Tampa Slam, Countryside, Calvary Chapel, Legacy Charter.
Yeah,
So a bunch of teams in the 1A bracket. Eastland, City of
yeah,
Life. So a bunch of teams in the 1A bracket.
yeah. Academy at the Lake or Ocala is probably your best win there, but I mean, still, Merritt Island's still a pretty good team, and real life just just smoked them. And again, like I said, we got Bradenton in real life right.
How about this? How about
I,
this, Blake?
yeah,
Real life in the top 10 since we put the rankings out and have not left.
which is crazy.
I mean, they've been hanging on. They hadn't been
Yeah,
losing, and the teams they should be, beating up on, they're beating up on. I mean, that just when you handle business, that's what happens. But yeah, no, that one, it was cool too because I was getting Twitter updates on that one and the Bradenton game all Friday night, and it was cool to see it keep coming through.
yeah. Also, I should mention James. I think it's the top 14 in the rankings this week. All and this wasn't on purpose at all. Like this is not my design. But yeah, the top 13 teams in the rankings have played or will play in their state championship.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that just kind of that just kind of goes to show we know what we're doing
a little bit, a little bit.
a little bit. Yep.
Uh, my number two game, I'm actually gonna come. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but my number two game from this past weekend is gonna be, and it was 46-40. I think it was 46-40. But my number two game is going to be that Ben's Ford Acadiana Christian. I can't I can't say enough about it. If you want to go watch it, it's on 8 Man Extreme Louisiana, um, on our channel there. But dude, I mean Ben's Ford. There were 5-6 coming into Florida, right?
Uh,
I think
I
so.
believe so.
So then
Uh-huh.
they
I
leave.
know they I know they played Central Holmes at the start of the year for whatever reason. Max Preps didn't count it.
So they
I
were.
don't, Lord, I don't know why.
So
Yeah,
they get two wins here in Florida, with one of them coming over Acadiana. And it was just, if you haven't watched it, I apologize for yawning. It's been a long 8 days. Um, if you haven't watched this game, man, that was one of the funnest one. The only thing I hate was that I did, because Preston. I mean, this is a game like that, 46-40, never two scores, always either one score or tied. As a commentator, as a play-by-play guy, like, that's a dream game to call because you don't have to generate something to talk about. It's
yeah,
there, and you're just trying to keep up with it at that point. Like the East Central Southampton Men's Ford. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we never looked at each other in a break and we're like, all right, what are we going to talk about now? It was there. Couple jokes. Yeah. You missed that. You missed that, Blake. He said, make sure you miss this. And we went to break, and I looked at him. I was like, "What did you just?" He goes, "I don't know, dude." Oh man. Blake, what's your number one?
My number one has got to be, and this is a shocker. Vidalia Heritage, the number 10 team going in this game. Uh, Westminster Schools of Augusta, a little bit underrated coming in this game. And at the time we weren't seeing it. That's a statement win, and they're off to their state championship to I would say facing the Giants, but technically
Oh
Sherwood was
my
the one facing the
gosh.
Giants.
Oh my gosh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I think I've told it on the show before. For those that don't know, Sherwood Christian is the actual school that Facing the Giants, the football movie. Have you seen it, Preston? No, Facing the Giants.
That's more
Eli,
That's a
you've
good
seen
one.
it.
That one's
I've
better.
seen
You've
Facing the
seen it.
Giants. Yeah.
Sherwood Christian was Shiloh Christian in the movie. The church that the school is with. That's where those guys came from that did like Fireproof, Courageous, all those Christian movies. And so Sherwood was Shiloh in the movie. They transformed it into that. But they're actually the Eagles. Like that was the same thing. Anyways, but so I get your joke. That was a good one, Blake. As a dad,
Yeah.
I applaud you on that one. That was good. But no, I mean, and here's the thing, Blake. We get a rematch between WSA and Sherwood of last year's
Oh, they already
championship.
played. Oh, last year. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they
I,
played
I didn't
last
know
year
they
for.
already
Yeah,
played.
Sherwood
Okay.
beat them last year for the championship. So
Yeah, a little bit of revenge.
we get to run it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of felt like maybe that would happen. Maybe. I mean, Vidalia Heritage definitely was, they were there. They were in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, WSA gets it done. That was a big one. And it wasn't
Yeah.
they didn't eke it out either. 29 to
No.
8. But
Yeah, big win. Statement right there.
well, you gave me a softball, Blake.
Yeah.
My number one, man, I mentioned it earlier. I'm going to South Carolina. Lawrence Academy at 9-2 gets the win over Holly Hill, who was previously they were 8-2 going into the game. Holly Hill previously unbeaten at ranked number 8 on our rankings, 11-0, and Lawrence gets the 30-24 win. Uh, all year long we're looking. Blake, I don't know about you, but Holly Hill, all year long I'm looking at them going, okay, they've got the pieces. They had guys who were player of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had it there,
Yeah, they had the roster. They had the star power.
and they just didn't get it done.
Yeah.
Now I do want to give a shout out to Lawrence Academy. They've got guys. They've got their stats up. Caleb Hardy, a guy who's been a player of the week, 22 carries, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, you had Nathan Bell, 17 tackles, 10 solo, had half a tackle for loss. And then he had 2-point conversions as well. And then also on the defensive side, Garrett Vaughn, another former player of the week. I really hope we see both of them in Gatlinburg. 18 tackles, 12 of them solo, 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble. Yeah. So 12 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. So
Heck yeah.
pretty solid night. But Lawrence Academy gets it done, and they move on to the championship versus W.W. King Academy there in South Carolina. But what an upset that one was. That was massive. That was huge.
Yeah, that was a big one. I'm trying to think. They were number 8 going into that.
Holly Hill was, yeah.
Yeah, gosh, that's a top 10 upset. I mean,
And Lawrence, let's see, where was
yeah.
Lawrence ranked? Let me see. I don't know which one of us will pull it up faster.
Oh, I don't have it up.
Okay, hang on.
Uh,
I'll tell you here in a second. If my laptop decides, there we go. Rankings. We need to go to week
56. So a
How you
56
just said
versus
you
number
didn't have
8.
it?
Well, I pulled it up quicker.
That's fair. I have an old laptop.
Skill issue. I'm kidding. I'm messing with you, dude.
You are an absolute freak in the Excel sheets.
That I am.
Lawrence, yeah, 56. That's crazy. And they've got what? Lawrence, here's why they were so low. 0 ranked wins and 0 quality wins. They just got their first out of both of those.
Yeah.
How about that for a double whammy, Blake? You get a quality and a ranked win at the same time.
Hey, you love to see it. You love to see it, man. You finally got your chance to prove it, and you proved it. So, shout out Lawrence, and they're playing for a state championship. I think they have King Academy.
Yeah. W King
Yeah,
Academy, who was
yeah,
18 last week. So,
yeah. Good chance to make a statement.
but that's both of our top 3 games of the week. And I thought about getting a coach on the show, and I think I've mentioned before. This is the season finale. Let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Season 10 finale of Extreme Talk, because we've got the championships coming up this week, and then that's it in terms of 8-man games until Gatlinburg. So this is going to be it for the show. But I wanted to have some fun, and you know, uh, obviously we still needed to talk about the games that happened last week. Still wanted to talk about the games coming up this week, but I did want to get someone on who helped us out here in Florida. You got to hear his voice, and I'm going to merge the calls right now.
All right.
Okay, so I got them both on. Joining us now, Mr. Hunter Wilson. What's
Good
up,
afternoon.
dude? What's up, dude? Did you finish pulling all the decorations out?
I did. Got all the Christmas decorations down. Still a little early in my book, but at my house I'm outvoted, so got all of the decorations down, and they're currently being set up.
Gross.
Agreed.
I don't know about that. Hunter, what year? 2021. Were you in Gatlinburg?
Yes.
What were you doing?
In Gatlinburg 2021, I was coaching.
Blake, who were your coaches in Gatlinburg?
Ooh, great question. I think I had Scott with the Heat, and I think I had a
JJ.
guy from New Hope, one of the South Carolina guys. I think Greenville.
Was that the staff?
I can't quite remember.
Was that the staff you played, Hunter, or you coached against?
Correct. No, I was on the opposite sideline. I was on the opposite side. That was the year that Luchtefeld, as great as he was and as great of a player as he is, somehow won the MVP on the losing team. First time I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was trying to put
Which
together the dots.
he deserved it. He deserved it. He had like 2 picks, I think, that game.
I think he had 2 picks and like 2 or 3 touchdowns. No, I was trying to
Yeah.
connect the
Well,
dots because I knew Blake. I knew you were there in 21, and then I knew Hunter. I knew you were there in 21. I just couldn't remember what the teams were.
Yeah,
And then
we were there, and that was the year I had Hagen Joyner and Coach Wolf as the offensive coordinators with me.
Well, Hunter, you helped us out here in Florida, calling the D1 games. You got to call one with Preston. You got to call one with Spencer. In your book, which one? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Which one was the better game?
That's tough. I mean,
Like if you're
both
gonna
teams,
if you're sitting there, you're like, I'm gonna turn on a football game. Which one are you turning on?
the championship,
Fair enough.
Cowboys versus Evangel. That was if I have to watch one, if you only allowed me to call one, that's the one that I would have chosen.
Fair enough. Um, in your mind, you see, is Evangel, is the coaching staff for Evangel, are they one of the best staffs? I have this opinion, and Eli, maybe you differ, but I have the opinion Evangel's staff is one of the best staffs of all time at making those halftime adjustments that everybody talks about.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. When I coached against them, I generally watch 6 to 8 games of Evangel a year just because they're a rival. I knew I had to go through them to get to our state championship. They're right down the road, 45 minutes from us. So I'll say this: I usually break down 6 to 8 Evangel games, and we call it the third quarter explosion. Evangel is just so good at coming out and either ending the game in the third quarter if they were up, or adjusting as they did last night, making the adjustments, and then kind of they didn't necessarily just end it in that third quarter, but they started to gain momentum in that third quarter. And yeah, like you said, James, they're really the best staff I've ever seen and I've ever coached against at coming out in that third quarter, that second half, and really making you uncomfortable. And whatever you did in the first quarter, whether it be offensively or defensively, you're generally not going to have success with that in the second half.
Eli, what was I want to get both of y'all on this. What was the biggest adjustment? Because you saw a little bit of the game. I knew Eli. I know
Yeah.
you were working the game.
Mm-hmm.
What was the biggest adjustment you saw as someone who does some coaching? And then Hunter, I'll get you too. Biggest adjustment that you saw at halftime that they made.
On defense, they kind of got caught off guard with the healthy Jalen Venter that was running all over them within the first 2.5 quarters. The biggest thing for me were the defensive adjustments that they made. Jalen was running all over him, and then within, I believe, Hunter, it was the mid-third quarter, they started to shut it down a little bit. They turned the heat up just a little bit more. Their linebacker core started to come downhill and not really be afraid to hit them. They were playing really gap-sound football. They were just kind of, I think, the nerves and the emotions of getting beaten up the last time they had faced off against the Cowboys that got to them. I really give credit to because emotions were high on both teams, so I really give credit to Evangel kind of keeping their guys locked in and in the moment. And on the offensive side of the football, they were doing what they were doing best, which is running Eli Black, who Hunter said this last night, but I believe is one of, if not the best, 8-man football player this year. He was running all over. He was throwing the ball. I thought they did really good in the passing game. They did a really good job of mixing up run and pass. And then I'll let Hunter take it from here. But they did a really good job of showing plays in the first half, and then showing the final product with certain RPOs and stuff.
Yeah, to add on to that, you're absolutely right. Eli hit it on the head. That defense, I had an opportunity to talk to Coach Romano after the game, and basically they just blitzed. They said, hey, we're going to blitz. We're not going to let Jalen get going. If you let Jalen get going, he's downhill. It was trouble. You saw a lot of that in the first half where he would get some momentum, make a guy miss, or either just run through a guy, and he was off to the races. So the answer to that was let's blitz 9. Let's give our 9 a chance to hit him before he gets going. And they were really able to limit it with that blitz. And then, of course, they got him uncomfortable and made him throw the ball some. Jalen's a very capable passer, but you got to keep in mind they're blitzing, so he was under duress. And that gave Ben Davis and Trey Hope a chance to both pick it off in the second half. Offensively, I thought Freedom did a good job of continuing to apply pressure. They started, trying to mix up, going away from the pool. And, it's just Evangel's front five was playing so downhill, they disrupted those pools anyway. For Evangel's offense, like Eli said, they were so balanced, and, they really tried to start limiting the Eli Black run. But Coach Smith did such a great job. I spoke about it several times last night. If you turn on Evangel film, Coach Smith loves to run the counter. Well, last night he went away from the counter more often than usual, and did not pull that guard and tight end every time. And I think that, I think Freedom was probably more prepared for the counter than for that variation of that play. And so I think, Coach Smith saw that, hey, I can gain numbers this way instead of in the counter. and he leaned into that. It was just a great job. Freedom did a great job. Freedom has a great coaching staff. They threw some wrinkles in there last night that obviously gave Evangel some issues early. But like you said, James, and I'm just piggybacking off what you said, it's really, really hard to compete with that coaching staff in the second half. And I think you saw that last night. You went into halftime, 20-20, and then that final score. I think so. Freedom had the ball 3 times in the first half and scored the ball 3 times. They had the ball 5 times in the second half and scored it once, and that was the story of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just going off of that, you said they went away from the counter, Hunter. I thought their best play last night was rolling Eli Black out and hitting that little quick out to Trey Hope or Ben Davis, take your pick. I thought they really perfected that. I also want to give credit to that offensive line that protected Eli Black all night. Hunter, you spoke about it last night. That offensive line was going after guys and protecting and keeping Eli Black upright, and then they were hitting those quick outs, and Freedom just couldn't stop it. And then they started that vertical passing game, and at that point, it was all she wrote.
Yep.
I'm going to get my headset back on. I'm back. And sometimes I feel like I was talking to a coach this morning, and he goes, I'll tell you what, sometimes the adjustment is like, hey, just scoot 6 inches to the left. Or, hey, instead of turning to the left, turn to the right. Like just little things like that. But it's always something. But they got it done. They got it done. And then in terms of the Tri-State South Haven game, South Haven jumped out to a lead, didn't they? They jumped out to a lead.
20-6 lead, I believe.
Yeah, and then Tri-State came back. And Tri-State was a team that, of course, they had the game with Freedom on Thursday. But they were ones that it was a little unknown. Like, for me, it was unknown because, you're like, okay, well, what's the strength of opponent? Or how good are they actually? They lost to the same team twice, won in the championship. So it was like, okay, what do they actually bring to the table? They brought a lot to the table, like a lot.
Yeah,
Hunter, what surprised you about that Tri-State team, like with that South Haven game?
Just the resiliency in the second half, man. At halftime, I really would have said, hey, that's probably it. But they came out, they blitzed them in the third quarter, made it a game. I believe they brought it back to 1 possession, and then just South Haven stayed composed. They stayed disciplined and were able to regain that momentum. A lot of times, James, you see when a team comes out in the third quarter like that and gains that kind of momentum, they just kind of steamroll through the second half. So I was very impressed with Tri-State for staying in it. They stayed true to what they were doing, and that's what we spoke about yesterday on the broadcast. I really thought they were going to have to come out and start throwing it downfield. They did throw it some. They stayed true to what they do and threw it to the tight end. They kept running it, and then would throw a play action and slip that tight end out. You never saw them abandon their bread and butter, which was run the football. And then defensively, Atkinson for South Haven had an amazing game. I think everybody expected that. Yeah, he really is. He reminds me. We were talking about Luchtfeld a while ago. He really offensively reminds me of him. You can put him at any position. I didn't even think
about that. Yeah, no, you're right.
You can put him in the backfield. You can give him a direct snap. You can put him out wide. He's a weapon wherever he was. Well, Tri-State really limited him as much as you can. I think at one point he had 3 touchdowns. I said he had at one point he had a kick return, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. So yeah, that's a big impact. But they were able to bottle him up after that early lead and really make him earn every yard he got.
It was a fun one. I like that. Hunter, did you watch the South Haven Evangel, the overtime one?
I did, yes.
You saw the play Evangel won on?
Yes. Yep.
How many touchdowns did they score against you with that play?
As many as he wanted. I mean, just as many as he wanted. That's the answer there. That's such a difficult play to stop.
Why does that play work? Why is that play so successful?
It's just they all know exactly where they're supposed to be. They get there in a hurry, and one misstep by the defense, you're out of position. And it only takes one guy to be out of position for Eli to capitalize that and get in the end zone. And he's so good. He follows his blocks until he doesn't need to. right? And you see that with Venture as well. But Eli was so good at it, and that offensive line is just so aggressive. They don't miss. They're going to be where they're supposed to be, and that's Coach Smith coaching that offensive line just to execute on every snap. And if you watch, South Haven didn't really blow up. Trey Hope was the one blocking, the receiver in motion blocking most of the night, and they were really just content with not crashing down and which helps because you got to stay at home in case it's a reverse or something. So, but yeah, I think to answer that question, the reason it's so effective is that guard and tight end, they get where they're supposed to be. It takes one misstep and Eli's gone.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I know you've seen that play, you've dealt with it before. I was like, if you're not in that game, who better to talk about that play than you? You've seen it
Right,
for
and
years and years.
Kemp was the first one to do it, and Kemp had such tight end speed, or top end speed, excuse me. But Eli, with his mix of speed and power, and then his vision is so good. It was almost like Kemp's quickness. It was a weapon for sure, but it was almost like Kemp's quickness didn't give the guard and tight end time to get where they're supposed to be. Well, number 9 now, when he puts his foot in the ground, those guys are in front of him, and you better be ready because he's coming with a full head of steam.
Well, they were fun, and if you want to go back and watch them, you can catch them on our main channel, 8-Man Extreme. Both those games, as well as East Central and Southampton. Preston, you called that one with Travis Creasy. So you can catch those on our main channel, 8-Man Extreme. Hunter, I'm going to let you go put up Christmas decorations, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Hey, one more quick thing. I appreciate you letting me be a part of this. I appreciate everything you do for 8-Man football, and you've really broadened. I remember the first year we did this, we talked about like maybe 10 teams. So it's awesome to see the impact you have for these young men. And just remember, man, ACSC went undefeated down there this weekend. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too. See you, Bubba. It's Hunter Wilson, head coach at Ezekiel Christian, and he missed his calling because he should have been calling games. He was fun. He was fun. He was fun to listen to. You got to call a game with him. How nice was that to call a game with somebody who had knowledge? Well, no, you didn't call the Freedom one, but to call it with a guy who's so close to coaching, and he's kind of plugged in. That had to be cool, Preston.
Oh yeah, we had a good time.
And both of you from very similar areas.
Yeah,
Did y'all get a chance to talk about that?
we did. We talked about Crazy or
Hunter.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, no, we had a good time. We talked about it. We were both watching the Alabama game off to the side while we were doing our jobs, and we were totally struggling to do either because he's on color, Dre doing camera, I'm on play-by-play. I'm looking at Alabama getting torched by Oklahoma, and I'm just like,
Roll,
man,
tears, roll, baby.
yeah, man, football, right? Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with your mic.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
It's
okay.
a little iffy. You can hear it though.
I had some people. My girlfriend said she tuned into the show and it was like, so that's why I'm holding it closer. But
Well, I'm looking at the levels. I'm not. For some reason, your input is not showing up. But anyways, it might be that one there. Anyways, no, that was fun. That was fun to hear y'all calling that one.
great guy to call a game with too. Both coaches, they were amazing companions for the games, and I had a great time.
No, there you go. There you go. And you'll be hearing more from Preston coming up the next several broadcasts. I believe Gatlinburg you'll be able to make it for. Gatlinburg, all the stuff going on up there. Maybe even Florida next year. A couple of the other games we're doing. So you'll hear Preston a little bit more. He's somebody that wanted to get involved and wanted to get some reps and some experience. And when you I don't want to wear this out, but the voice does not match. The voice is amazing. You have a voice for TV and a face for radio. Oh, got him.
Yeah, no, so I do appreciate that. It means a lot. I can't wait to be with all my colleagues in Gatlinburg. So I'm looking forward to being with you guys there. Great place. I was there in August. I had a lot of fun there in Smoky Mountains. My first time in the state of Tennessee, actually. So
Really? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, having to drive through Knoxville for 5 minutes.
Oh man.
I enjoyed pitching for it. I enjoyed Gatlinburg. I actually got to swing by pitch for it on my way back to visit the Hulk Hogan Museum that's down there.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, we having fun now.
Well, I don't know why your mic isn't. I can hear. I can hear you. He can hear you. It's just not coming up on a level. We'll figure it out.
Well, hey,
Uh,
just sidestepping from that, and we brought up Gatlinburg. I just have one question: who's a guy that might have broken out over the last couple weeks that you're excited to see? Not broken out this season, but in the last couple weeks, kind of a late bloomer.
that
Who's a
wasn't
guy
already known.
that already wasn't known? Maybe someone here this weekend, or someone in a conference championship the last couple weeks.
Mm. I'm trying to think, cause like, I mean, for me, it's someone. It could be someone like Lawton Curry.
Yeah,
I think it's Lawton Curry
yeah.
from Southern Christian. Trying to think. Everybody, I mean, like even Dash Houston. I mean, Ezra Nobles from Ben's Ford, but I feel like he was already. I think he's already been to Gatlinburg.
He might have.
I think. If not, the young man needs to be up there.
For me,
But everybody knows that, like Dash Houston. Like everybody knows him.
For me, this was the first time I had heard of him, but Ursay from Southampton.
Oh yeah,
That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a guy.
or
that
Ethan
kinda did-
Webb.
Yeah, both those guys.
Yeah,
Both
dude,
those
Ethan
guys.
Webb's a baller.
Yeah, both those guys.
Or Arce.
That's what I'm
Preston,
talking about,
we
yeah.
nailed.
Arce.
Yeah.
Arce.
Yeah. Arce, not Arce. Preston. Arce. Yeah, we messed that one up. We messed that one up. But Blake, I hate that. I mean, obviously you got to spend time with family, but I hate that you weren't able to be down here, man. Just think we could have an four-person in-person show. Anyways, but that was the tournament. Great tournament, and now we have a couple weeks off. And speaking of Gatlinburg, we in Gatlinburg
Yeah.
in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Quick turnaround. So that was Gatlinburg. But thanks to Hunter Wilson for hopping on and talking about the D1 games that he got the chance to call. Well, Blake, I know I got a little bit of talking here at the end of the show, so let's go ahead and knock out talking about these championship games real quick. A whole bunch of them, dude. I got a list. Where did I put the list? Championships. There we go. Okay, so Blake, you're still there, right? Balake. Uh-oh.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
No,
Sorry,
you're
I
good.
didn't realize
You're
that.
good. I was like, uh-oh.
Biggs.
We lost Balake.
Yeah, no, I had a cough. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So
Yeah, no, there's I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not
seven.
gonna say that next number. Okay, there you
I did it.
go.
All right. So
yeah, 7
yeah.
coming up.
So on Wednesday, which it's kind of weird to do this on a Wednesday night, but Wednesday night you have the MAIS 1A championship. And then on Thursday, you have the AISA and the GIAA championship. Friday, you have 4 of them. I think it's Friday. Friday's the 14th, right? Yeah. So Friday, you have 4 of them. You have MAIS 1A D2. Wednesday is D1. D2, SKISA, Sunshine State Athletic Association, and North Carolina NCISA championship. So 7 championships this week. Blake, how wild, dude, if somehow schedules could work out and just like 2 or 3 more of these champions could be down here in Florida, imagine that tournament. Imagine
Yeah, I
that.
know.
Oh my
It'd be all.
gosh.
I would love to see. Okay. This is a good This is a good topic right here. If you had to pick one conference to move their championship to different dates so they can go to Florida, which one would it be, James? Which one would you choose and why? If you had to choose.
For me, I mean, obviously the no-brainer is Florida because you're already here in the state. Like, I understand we're in the
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
understand we're at the end of the panhandle. Most of these teams are like in the main part, but like still, you're in the state. Like you could keep it in state. North Carolina's a no-brainer. MAIS is a no-brainer. I would say even Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia would be like if this year we could if this year we had gotten a Sherwood versus a Rendell Parrott game.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yeah. All right, so let's
I
talk.
would love to see. Oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
good. You're good.
No, I was just saying I would love to see like North Carolina be able to make it down
Yeah.
because we kind of talked about it. Florida is kind of like the SEC in a sense that like okay, 1 through 14 are very it's very deep, but in the North Carolina conference is kind of like the SEC where it's top three heavy instead of deep, if that makes sense. So to see even seeing like a team like Faith down there or like JP2, that'd be really fun.
Well, here's the thing: like Acadiana coming in, and like they've never played outside their conference. Everyone's like, okay, well, how good are the teams in their conference actually? Like, if they went 8-3, like how good are those teams actually? Because they don't play out of conference games, and then they come and put on bangers here in Florida. Now, I hate for them that that neither one of them went their way, but they put on absolute bangers. Like that made and then and then them and Ben's Ford. So now so now you got Ben's Ford coming from MAIS, and they were a 5-6 team, and they played like that. Like they put Louisiana, and I know MAIS isn't just Louisiana, but they put Louisiana, MAIS on the map. Like we got introduced through Hillcrest, and then River Oaks last year. They were good, but I really think I love the fact that Acadiana got to come to
Yeah.
Florida. Like that was
Well,
so huge.
real ball knowers know that MAIS is no joke, man.
No, they are stacked, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They are stacked. Well, let's talk about these championships real quick, Blake.
Yeah.
MAIS 1A D1. This is going to be River Oaks. I got to get it pulled up. River Oaks and Humphreys, who have not played this year. The two of them have not played each other. River Oaks coming in at what, 11? Is that right? 11-1 or 12-1?
They're River Oaks.
Yeah.
Well, MaxPark says there's 10-0.
Well, Max Prep doesn't have one of the 11-man games they played.
11-0.
Yeah. Okay.
They're
So they are.
11-0.
So that is up to date with the scoreboard, right?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I just shared something to you so you can see it easier.
Okay. Let me pull it up real quick. In a folder.
Yeah, it's in the drive. It's listed champs.
Oh, just a regular file.
Yeah, it's a sheet. Not to break the fourth wall or anything.
Just
but
absolutely break the fourth wall.
yeah.
Is it in the other? Okay,
yeah, it's
yeah.
in other. And
I
it's called champs. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I just didn't have it pulled
Mhm.
up. I forgot we put this one together. Okay, so let's talk about these. Let me scroll down. If my laptop will work. Wake up. Here we go.
Yeah, several ranked matchups, James. I think I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all inside the top 15, which is absolutely nuts.
It's pretty
to
wild,
think about.
dude. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
All right, so man, my laptop does not want to work with me. Okay, so number 5, and again, if you're listening to the show, you're getting a little sneak peek on the rankings. Some of them. Number 5, River Oaks at 11-0, taking on number 9, Humphreys Academy at 11-1. Two teams that have run through. Humphreys, what was their big signature win, Blake? Help me remember that.
I think it was Newton County.
I think so.
I think they beat, and then I think they lost to Briarfield, and then I think they beat Prairie View. Don't quote me on that just yet. Humphreys Academy.
Wasn't it Humphreys beat Newton County? Wasn't Newton County the one that beat DeSoto? to end the streak.
I believe
No,
so.
no, no, no. Humphreys ended the streak.
Okay, yeah. So Humphreys beat DeSoto, Newton County, Deer Creek, lost to Briarfield. That's their only loss. They beat Deer Creek again, and then they beat Prairie View in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a stretch.
what a schedule, man.
Now, to be fair, um, River Oaks handled their division, with Claiborne
Yeah,
and Prairie
pretty
View.
handily.
Yeah, they beat Evangel, who just how about that? They beat Evangel, who just won down here in Florida.
Yeah. Hmm.
So you already know they're gonna be talking.
Yeah. Well, they do anyway. So
Well, yeah, but so that's the MAIS D1 1A championship. That's on Wednesday night. And then on Thursday, you have the AISA championship. Number 10, Macon East, 12-0, taking on number 12, Escambia. And they played earlier this year. Macon East, 28-26 winner. Actually, I think it was the last game of the regular season before the playoffs. So
yeah. Hmm.
rematch time here 3 or 4 weeks after the first time they played. That's going to be a fun one. And here's the thing. So not this past weekend, but the weekend before all those championships, there was a clear-cut way of how to watch them. I'm going to try and work on figuring out. I feel like most of these are either going to be like that stupid NFHS network or you got like Huddle Fan, which I think is free. So either one of those ways I think is going to be the best way to watch some of these championships. Not the best way, but the only way to watch them. So the AISA championship is on Thursday, as well as the GIAA championship. Number 3, Sherwood Christian taking on they're 11-0, taking on number 13, Westminster Schools of Augusta. They're 10-1, and I think their one loss was to PAC, right, or GSIC.
I believe so. Actually, yeah.
Let me pull it up real quick. I ought to know
I
this.
think it's PAC.
I should have known this off the top of my head. Let's see. Westminster, and that was before PAC.
No. They beat PAC and they lost to GSIC at the start of the
GSIC,
year.
okay, and GSIC,
Yeah.
okay, and then it was 14-7, and GSIC played for their championship. So there you go. MAIS Division 2 or Division 1 2A, either way. DeSoto School at 10-2 playing Tallulah, which is complete. If you had asked me 3 weeks ago, I would have said it was going to be maybe DeSoto versus Columbus Christian, or maybe even Columbus Christian versus Wilkinson County. Like that.
Yeah.
That's where I went for this championship. Completely different championship now. DeSoto playing for what, their second in a row, third in a row?
I believe so.
So that'll be fun. Also on Thursday.
No. Fourth.
Yeah, they're fourth in a row. Dadgum. DeSoto out of Arkansas, DeSoto School on a tear.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in North Carolina, it's a massive one. Number 1, Arundel Parrott, 12-0. Number 2, Cary Christian, 11-1. Played earlier this year. Arundel Parrott, I think they beat them by 14, but it was a close one the whole game. So Arundel Parrott with a chance to get there first in the last couple years, I think, and Cary with a chance to go back to back. So that'll be interesting. Also on Thursday, you've got WW King Academy, number 14, taking on Lawrence Academy. King Academy unbeaten on the year so far. I think they were 10-0. Let me see. I've got the rankings pulled up. Okay, so King sounds like Squish is awake.
Very awake.
He came out and said, "Good morning. What are you doing?" Buddy, it's 4:00 in the afternoon. Lauren's 9-2, taking on King Academy, who is 11-0. So there you go, 9-2 versus 11-0. So those are all the championships on Thursday. On Friday, nope. There's another one on Thursday. I was wrong. Okay, because yeah, okay. So MAIS D1 is on Wednesday. AISA and GIA is on Thursday, and then MAIS D2, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida are all on Friday. I think there's another championship game on Friday, but the big one, number 4 Bradenton versus number 6 Real Life Blake. This one is going to be. This one's awesome.
It's a monstrous game.
Yeah, Bradenton coming in at 12-0 after beating Academy at the Lakes. Real Life coming in for 12-0 after beating Merritt Island. Is this Blake? Is this the only championship where both teams are undefeated? I'm looking and I'm seeing.
I think so.
I'm looking and I'm seeing like a couple games
I
where
think so.
one team beat the other team. Bro, Florida's some real like ballers, dude.
Yeah.
I think this is the only championship both teams are unbeaten.
Wow.
How about that? How about
I'm trying to
Florida
think.
showing up, dude?
Yeah, and we talked to Real Life's coach before.
Yeah, Coach Sousa earlier this year. Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Sousa. I think that was back in like August.
Yeah.
And he said like, he's from the MAIS. He's gonna try and bring like a. He kind of said Florida was a little bit softer, and they prefer guys, out in space and speed. And he's from MAIS, Mississippi. He's gonna try and bring some physicality, and it's worked, man.
Hey.
It's worked. Really beating up the competition.
Bradenton, though. I'll tell you, if
Yeah.
there's one team that's not SAWFT soft, it's Bradenton.
Yeah, no,
Real
no
ball
doubt.
knowers get that reference. So, yeah, that's the only championship where they're unbeaten and they haven't played each other yet. That's crazy. But yeah,
good call. Good catch.
I'm assuming most of these games, NHFS Network or Huddle Fan is going to be the best way to watch some of these. Some of these associations are kind of funny in terms of how you can watch their championships, whatever. So those are the games coming up, and we'll have some posts coming out with congratulating some of the champions. I'm way behind on getting some of these posts out with champions. I don't think I've done a post for the first week, for last weekend for a bunch of the champions that won. So we'll get those posts out this week and congratulate everybody. Last week was kind of a blur with Florida, but a lot of good football coming up with these championships, and really, I mean, other than AAA, the first week of December, this kind of wraps up the 8-man season until Gatlinburg. I think Gatlinburg's it.
Gatlinburg's the last one.
Yeah, I think AAA has their playoffs in like early December for whatever reason, but
yeah, their championship's December 4th.
Yeah, which is
so they push
wild
it.
to me, but
they push it way out. But
that's that TSSAA timing.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Blake, these are going to be fun ones to watch. But
yeah,
with it being the last show of the year on air, and I know we've talked, but Blake, I want to publicly thank you for coming on and co-hosting with me this year. It's been awesome to have someone to bounce stuff off of when we're interviewing. Good morning, buddy. You woke up after several hours? I know. You've been asleep like 2 hours. Thank you. You want to sit down beside Preston? Why don't you go sit beside Preston? Sit down. You sit down. Oh, man. He's all kicked back. The last show of the year, it's cool. We're like sitting in like a screened-in porch. It's nice out. It's cool. But, no, Blake, I appreciate you.
Man, wish I was there. That sounds nice.
I do. Man, for real.
I wish I was there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All because of a stinking egg bowl. Who cares?
Yeah, my fault, man.
But, no, I want to thank you, Blake, for publicly for doing the show with me this year and co-hosting. It was fun to be able to bounce stuff off you, man, and just kind of banter a little bit when we're talking to these coaches, have someone else ask questions. And for those that don't know, Blake is behind did all the work behind the rankings. He's the one with the idea for the scoreboard. Blake, you've breathed a lot of new life into this, and there's some cool stuff you're working on. The helmet competition, the helmet map. I'm gonna give you your flowers, dude. You've breathed a lot of new life into this, and man, I really really appreciate you.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That means the world to me.
And
Yeah,
hopefully it's
I
been
appreciate.
fun. It's been fun being able to keep up with it
Yeah.
because there's
Well, I
good
want to
football all
thank
over the
you.
place.
Well, I wanted to thank you for giving me the platform to do it, man, and try and grow the game of 8 man. Thank you for letting me be your co-host, man.
It's been fun. It's really
Yeah,
fun. We'll
it's
hopefully
been a
we can run.
blast.
Hopefully we can run it back, and you'll hear from
Oh yeah.
Blake. You'll hear from Blake. Hopefully, if he doesn't have another Thanksgiving dinner to go to, you'll hear from Blake in Gatlinburg at the All
Yep.
American. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
It won't be Thanksgiving.
maybe a
I
Christmas dinner.
guarantee. Yeah, oh no.
So, um, Preston, thank you, man, for doing the game in Gatlinburg, coming to Florida, doing these games up here, and I'm looking forward to coming up these games. Come coming up, hearing from you a little bit more. Eli, as always, man. What? I know it's crazy. Um, the last weekend doing the CFA and the seat game. This weekend, for those that don't know, Eli drove in Friday night, got here about 4 o'clock Saturday morning, helped with the games
5
yesterday.
o'clock.
5 o'clock, sorry,
5
5 o'clock. So, appreciate you doing it, man.
Yeah,
Was,
of
that
course.
was huge, and you'll be more involved
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah.
We've talked about it, but a big thank you to Brendan Daniel. He's back home in Knoxville, but he came down and helped with the Florida tournament. Big thank you to him. Big thank you to Jay for coming down and helping as well.
Yep.
I want to give a big thank you to the crew for the championships. The last, not this past weekend, weekend before the CFA game, we had. I'm not going to try to pronounce last names. I'm not going to. We had Berkeley, we had Emma, Drew, Ellie. Who else?
We had 3 players.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. Well, CFA. I feel like I'm missing
CFA.
somebody.
Lee.
Yeah, Lee Baldwin doing the directing. And then for the seat game, we had Graham Russell, Dylan Spears, Levi Ashburn, and Owen Lane helping on the backside with the broadcast, with the production. A big thank you to them. Big thank you to Spencer Tomset for calling the championships this last weekend. And then coming to Florida, calling some of those games, working behind the scenes in Florida here. And a big thank you to him for everything he's done since 2017, getting involved, and kind of growing, getting us on YouTube, helping me learn tech stuff and the equipment side of everything. He's a big reason for a lot of the advances that we've been able to make, a lot of the techie side of it. So a big thank you to Spencer Tomset for that. I want to give a big thank you to JD Young. He has, he didn't want to do a sponsorship. He just wanted to help, and he just wanted to be there. And JD has been, for the show, for the CFA game and the seat games, the Florida games, he has been the one that provided the hotspot to be able to have internet to do the shows and do the games, and even in Gatlinburg for that as well. So big thank you to JD Young, former 8-man football player. He's been a sponsor before, just wasn't this year, but former 8-man football player, former college football player. So big thank you to him. And I think he has a championship game with his son's team today. So good luck to him. I want to give a big thank you to Mr. Scott Matthews. All these awesome graphics that you guys have seen all year on 8-Man Extreme social media, and there's more graphics to come. But all the graphics you've seen on that, he's done all the ones for Seek. Just every time I turn around, he's pumping a graphic out for us, and really, really appreciate him, the hard work he put into it, the time he dedicated, the creativity. I struggle to draw a stick figure, and I'm very, very jealous of people who can do graphic design and do graphics and stuff like that. So a big thank you to Mr. Scott Matthews. A big thank you to Mr. Rob Schroeder with Fairlife Core Power Protein. He is the contact that helps coordinate all of that and helps us recognize young men every single week, offensive and defensive players of the week. We're running a little bit behind on that, but we'll get some of those posts out, get some of those announcements out. Hopefully this week we'll get caught up on all the social media stuff that we need to do in terms of recognizing these young men publicly. I want to give a big thank you to all of the guests we've had on the show. I'm not going to try and name them all, but all the guests we've had on the show, the coaches that hopped on all season long and talked to us about their teams and their season and all that. I really appreciate them taking the time to out of their day on a Sunday to get on the phone and talk to us. Blake, it's been fun talking to these coaches and really getting to find. I mean, we've had coaches all over the place from Louisiana to Virginia, and then down to Florida. Just coaches all over the South that we were able to have on the show this year. Blake, it's been awesome to hear from these coaches. I think Blake was still muted. Big thank you to those coaches. All season long, the ADs that worked with us in terms of information, the people. Listen, here's the thing. I want to give a big thank you to the people that handle putting stats on Max Preps and really staying up to date on that. There's several teams that do it, and I really, really appreciate that. That's huge. Really, really appreciate that. A big thank you to the teams that streamed with us this year on our state channels. Mr. Aaron Smith from the East Central Patriots, Mr. Sean Sermon and Steve Decker from Southern Christian, Miss Allegra Vossler from the Augusta Eagles, Coach Sam Arnett from the Pine Belt Spartans, and Coach Daniel Key from Trinity Christian Homeschool there in Alabama. And we would love to grow these channels and get more people involved in getting their team's games out there. We have a channel for every state in the South. Every state that has an SEC team, minus Texas and Oklahoma because they don't belong in the SEC, and Missouri. We don't have a channel for Missouri. And then plus North Carolina and Virginia because they should be in the SEC. But that's a topic for another day.
Virginia's iffy.
I give
Virginia's
maybe.
iffy.
But yeah, we have a channel for every one of those states. I think there's 10 or 11. And I'd love to get more people involved with that. It's super easy. I'll probably end up posting a picture of the setup that I had at Public Sports Park yesterday because it's that easy. It's that simple to get your team's games out there to where people can watch it. And a lot of people have enjoyed from the folks here with the Florida tournament, Andrew Capps in Gatlinburg, the whole 9 yards. They really have enjoyed being able to watch it. That's the feedback that I've gotten. I want to make sure I don't forget anybody. I want to give a big thank you to Mr. Mike St. Dennis for his hospitality and the partnership that we have with the NHFA tournament, putting up housing, covering breakfast, just everything that he's done for us while we were down here. It's awesome, and I really, really enjoy our partnership. I want to thank Mr. Andrew Capps for coming on the show, for being a great partner with us, with the Black Bear Brawl, with the All-American Games. Really, really enjoy being able to cover a high level of play for these young men and the opportunities that they have, and the fact that we get to be on site, trying to give them a little bit of exposure and trying to make sure that their families can watch. I really, really appreciate that. Trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. Eli, I talked about a big thank you to you for doing the broadcast. Thank you to you for doing the sponsorship, being a sponsor for the show. Love being able to promote former athletes and guys around the game of 8-man football. I got to give a big thank you to my wife and my family for putting up with the phone calls and doing the show. Usually when I do the show, when Blake and I do the show, I'm at the studio at 2 o'clock, and then the show is from 3 to 4:30, and then I'm home about 5. So 3 hours every Sunday I'm doing the show, and that's a huge commitment. And then just like I said, all the phone calls, the behind-the-scenes work every night on the laptop, on the whatever, on the phone. It's a huge commitment, and I really, really appreciate my family and my wife in specific for putting up with that. I'm trying to make sure I want to make sure I don't forget anybody. I don't think I forgot anybody that was on a crew or a sponsor. Said the coaches. I think that's it. Yeah. So I'm gonna get a drink of sweet tea real fast because I got a frog in my throat. Please pause. Milo's, if you want to do a sponsorship, hit me up. I would love it. Milo's the best sweet tea. But no. Thank you to all these people that make it. I mean, everybody sees me, and that's cool. But there's a lot of people like behind the scenes that make stuff happen. Like, it's not just a one-man show. So I really, really appreciate all those people. And then last but definitely not least, I want to thank the Lord for giving me this opportunity to do this, to cover these young men, for opening the doors that he has, for everything that he's blessed all of us with, and blessed me in specific with, in terms of the people around me, the opportunities. It's very humbling, and I really, really appreciate being able to do this. Second string bench warmer, getting to do some really cool stuff. So really, really appreciate it. And that does it for Extreme Talk. Not to bring the mood down, but I mean, it's the end of the year. Last show of the year, season finale. Got to thank everybody who made it happen, all the people who made it possible, all my colleagues. But yeah, that's it. What was that? An hour and 20? Blake, are you there? I think Blake's gone.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I muted myself and I was sweeping, and I just couldn't get back to the phone in time.
What a good housewife.
Like cleaning.
What a good housewife. No, I'm
Hey
just kidding.
now, hey now.
Hey. Here's one thank you I forgot to throw out there, Blake, to Allie, for putting up with the hours that you did work behind the scenes on all the helmet stuff, the scoreboard, the rankings, you being on the show every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Allie for you know, putting up with you doing all that. That's huge.
Yeah, thank you, Allison. She doesn't listen to it live every week, but she listens to it when she drives from class. She listens bits and pieces.
Monica doesn't
of each week's show.
Monica doesn't listen to it at all.
Because they both get to listen to you every day.
Every day and all the time on the phone. So,
so thank you, Allison. I love you.
All right. Well, that does it for Extreme Talk, presented by Cornett Performance. It is the season finale. We'll see y'all here on the main channel in Gatlinburg for the All-American Bowls. They've got 5 games coming up. It's a great setup. We'll have a lot of stuff on social media. And, we'll get some posts out this week, get caught up on everything that we needed to announce. But for Blake Biggs, Eli Cornett, Preston McElhaney, everybody who made this season possible, thank y'all so much. Thank you for listening to the show. Appreciate every single one of y'all. We'll see you in Gatlinburg in December. See ya!